cradle of civilizations. The gateway opening Turkey to the Middle East and the Middle East to the world over the Mediterranean. Those taken to the roads eager to discover, those walking in the footpath of history in fresh states, travelers, passengers, and calm seekers exhausted all along are all heading to Hatay, which is expecting them as a soothing stop on their journey. Hatay is Anatolia's center of tolerance, where people of many religions and ethnicities have been living peacefully for centuries. Hatay's history dates from 9000 BC. Having remained under the sovereignty of Amuks, Hurris, Hittites, Assyrians, Persians, Macedonians, Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks and Ottomans, Hatay was annexed to the territories of the Republic of Turkey in 1939. Hatay, with its antique cities, museums, faith tourism centers, natural resources, plateaus and savory cuisine, is today one of our country's most important tourist destinations. Hatay is easily accessible through direct flights from Istanbul, Ankara and the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, connecting flights from other provinces of Turkey, by railway and by sea via Iskenderun, which is a leading port of the province. Hatay is on the Syrian border. Entry into Syria is easily possible through daily trips to Aleppo, which is only 45 kilometers from the Cilvegözü and Yaylada border gates. There is a broad spectrum of accommodation in Hatay, from boutique hotels to five-star luxury residences to family boarding houses and motels. Let's take a closer look at what Hatay can offer to its visitors. The very first stop for those arriving in Hatay is most likely the Hatay Museum of Archaeology. Finds dating from various historical periods unearthed in the districts of Harbiye, Antakya, Atjana, Samandağ and Iskenderun are an exhibit at the museum in the district of Antakya. Ranking second in the world in terms of mosaic collection and third in coin collection, the museum is deluged with visitors. The long bazaar, ideal for a short shopping spree and offering traditional snack spots, is a refreshing oasis not far from the museum. Künefe, grilled on the dying embers of the fire, a rich variety of kebabs, appetizers and salads are all there to blow you away. Out from the bazaar, which is none other than a parade of different colors, tastes and sounds, you can stroll through downtown Antakya, rambling about its historical houses and streets and the world's very first illuminated avenue, Kurtuluş Avenue. As you move away from the center of Antakya, you find yourself moving into the historically important, multi-religious and multicultural texture of Hatay, which makes it so very special for so many faiths. If you go 2 kilometers to the north, you reach the rock-carved church of St. Peter on the skirts of Mount Hajj. Built in a natural cave, this church served as an important center in the spread of Christianity. Set up by one of Jesus Christ's apostles, St. Peter, the church was where those who believed in Jesus Christ and the Bible were called Christians for the very first time. Declared a site of pilgrimage by Pope Paul VI in 1983, the church is the venue of a variety of activities every year on June the 29th, marked as St. Peter Day. The heron stone relief, also referred to as the Boatman of Hell, is carved on the mountainside and only 10 minutes walk away from St. Peter's Church. Apart from the Church of St. Peter in Antakya, the Protestant, the Catholic, the Orthodox Church, synagogues and mosques standing side by side are clear proof of the rich cultural presence and a climate of peace in the city. Anatolia's first mosque, Habibi Nejjar, is also in Hatay. Besides the mosque built in 636 by the Muslim Arabs on the monumental tomb of Habibi Nejjar, who believed in Christianity, a monotheistic religion of the time, and was one of the believers to have died in the name of Christ, the Grand Mosque, Ulu Jami, the work of Mamelukes, is also an important center of faith for Muslims in Hatay. The fortress of Antakya may well be the next place to stop after Habibi Nejjar Mosque. Only some parts of the fortress, which then had the second longest ramparts in Anatolia after Istanbul, can be seen today. Demirkapı stands among the ruins of the fortress. The aqueducts built in the 2nd century by Roman Emperor Trajan are among the works of art still standing intact today. Samandağ is the second stop after Antakya while strolling through Hatay. Samandağ, located where the Arsi River, also known as the Orontes, meets the sea, is the summer resort of Hatay with its Çevlik sandy coastal strip. The Arsi River flows from the south to the north, like the rest of the rivers in the region. The world's highest quality reed flutes are made of the reeds grown along the coasts of the Arsi River. The monastery of Saint Simon on the road to Samandağ is also a spot of huge interest. The monastery, built when Saint Simon, one of the outstanding representatives of asceticism, went there in 541, is comprised of 3 churches and a nexus. The world's first port city, Samandağ, set up at the mouth of the Arsi River on the Mediterranean coast, was faced with the threat of being filled by the alluviums carried by the river. The 9th Roman Emperor, Titus Vespasian, having realized this danger, had the 1,330-meter-long Vespasian Tunnel built, which was used as a water channel in the 1st century AD. There are rock tombs near the tunnel, and the one called Beşikli Cave is the most famous of them all. The sepulchre known to have been the venue of Prophet Al-Khedr, Hazreti Hızır, is also in Samandağ. If you happen to land in Vakıflı, the only Armenian village in Turkey, you can see fields allotted for the first time to organic agriculture and the still-used church there. Hıdır Bey, which is one of the outstanding centers of the province, where you can genuinely feel the joy of living, welcomes its visitors in the shade of the Moses tree, which serves as the symbol of the village. Hatay has also outstanding scenic qualities which no one can ignore. Harbiye, only 7 kilometers from downtown Hatay, offers a variety of options to help you shake off stress and soak up the sights and sounds of the area, which boasts lush green fields, laurel trees and falls. A picnic ground for day travelers from around Hatay, Harbiye is also where you can find silk products and handicrafts. If you go to Yaylada to watch the traditionally held Aba wrestling, you may stop by the monumental tomb in Şenköy village of Sheikh Ahmed Kuseyri, who was one of the Muslim saints or consecrated figures of the time. If you're one of those who do not call a holiday without see a real holiday, your next stop should be Skanderun or Alexandretta. Set up by a famous Macedonian king Alexander the Great, Skanderun is one of Turkey's noteworthy ports today. The Arsus Beach in Iskenderun, where paragliding and sailing sports are very popular, is 33 kilometers from the downtown area. The moment you set foot on the beach, you feel like standing somewhere in paradise. A caravan is out of history, led by worn-out horses with fresh hopes tucked into their saddlebags and wobbly camels half-draped in satin slogs-on, following the Silk Road, and arrives in Hatay, Dörtyol, for a rest. The Sokullu Mehmet Paşa Külliye is for the travelers of this caravan. In the pious neighborhood of Dörtyol township, the Külliye consists of a marketplace, a Turkish bath, caravansaray, mosque, and a madrasa. There is a 1,400-year-old olive tree in the courtyard of the Külliye. Apart from the pious fortress nearby, Cin Kulesi, or the Demon Tower, on the road to the seashore, built by the Genoese and used as a watchtower, is also worth a visit. Trying to discover the coastline and going to the Damlataş Cave in Sincan village, which is only at a stone's throw, can also be part of the daily program. The sweet smell of citrus fruit wafting from the orange groves indicates that you are not far from Erzin. This area, which was the scene of fierce battles between Persian king Darius III and Alexander the Great in 333 BC, also houses the ruins of some antique sites and aqueducts. If you leave the area referred to as the ruins of Issos behind, you face the coast of Burnas and relax with a salty but soothing wind blowing in from the sea. You can also go to the Başlamış village spas for a remedial short stay. We can always find in Hatay a flatland or a plateau for you if what you want is a bout of energetic walking and activity. The flatlands of Güzelyayla and Atik in the township of Belen are most salubrious for you to feel chilled out and renewed, with a mind freed from all anxieties. While still in Belen, a visit to the Külliye, commissioned by Ottoman Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent, is certainly worthwhile. Excavations ongoing in the Arçana and Teltaina Cumuli in the district of Reyhanlı will give you a taste of history, especially if you wade into anthropology. Lake Yenişehir, which is a natural protected area and a picnic ground, is one of the important places to visit in Reyhanlı. If your itinerary takes you to Altınözü, you can visit the coast fortress, where excavation work is still continuing, see the vaulted structures, cisterns, and the historical road. The Roman necropolis, recently unearthed in the village of Yunusan, is also an interesting sight. If you want to give yourself a treat, the Hamamat Springs, right at the heart of the plain of Amik in the township of Kumlu, are just ideal to perk you up. The dreamlike sunset at Lake Gölbaşı in the township of Kırıkhan is like the precursor of a wonderful night you're welcomed into. Before going to Gölbaşı, a visit to the sepulchre 4 kilometers from the township center of renowned scholar and man of religion Bayezid Bestami is also possible. If you want to go back home with a taste of the culinary marvels of the products from the Hatay soil, going to Hassa should be a must. You can savor the olives and grapes freshly picked from the aromatic gardens and buy the superb olive oil exclusive to the region. Hatay boasts a lot of special dishes. Kağıt kebab, which is lamb cooked in a paper wrapping. Oruk, a mixture of fine bulgur and mincemeat mixed with spices and garlic. Semirsek, künefe, irmik helvası, cooked with semolina and pine nuts. Cooked pumpkin served with walnut and kaymak, which is a creamy dairy product. Cevizli biber, an appetizer prepared with red pepper and walnut. Çökelek salad, pomegranate syrup, salty yogurt, hummus, and mücver, which is grated potatoes, egg, onion, and herbs, are some of these dishes. Many of these dishes have spread to the whole of Turkey from Hatay, but savoring some of them in Hatay is a completely different experience. Certain dishes and desserts, such as hummus and künefe, which are almost synonymous with Hatay, must be eaten in this province. When you go to Hatay, there's no doubt you'll see a colorful city, most accommodating in all senses of the word, with its historical edifices and modern shopping centers. A city where you can replenish your energies and feel at home, surrounded by hospitable people in a laid-back atmosphere. Hatay promises you memories to cherish for a lifetime. Hatay, an inexhaustible treasure trove of history and civilization.